All right, Shalom. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, that belongs to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to you, brothers, pushing this truth throughout the four winds of the earth. You can see as I this title this video, we serve a faithful power. Okay, we serve a faithful power, man. It's a beautiful thing to know that you're in the hands of the creator of everything. Okay, and it's a beautiful thing to know that he loves us. Okay, it's a beautiful thing to know and understand that he's not going to lie. Okay, that he's not going to forsake us or leave us stuck out in the cold. This is Hebrews 13:5. It said, let your conversation be without covetousness, and be content with such things as you have. For he hath said, I will never leave thee nor forsake thee. So no matter what, rich, poor, you know what I'm saying? No matter what, as long as you're doing the will of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, and you stand righteous for what's right, no matter how it may look, okay, no matter how the situation looks like it's going to turn out, he always going to have you. You know what I'm saying? He going to have your back. Okay, and this is just an example. I'm going to start at Daniel chapter 1. Okay, it says Daniel 1, Daniel 1:1, it says, in the third year of the reign of Jehoiakim, king of Judah, came Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, into Jerusalem and besieged it. Now check this out. And the Lord gave Jehoiakim, king of Judah, into his hand. So it was Yahweh Bashim Yahushai that gave them over to Nebuchadnezzar. Gave them over, okay? He gave them to them. It says, with part of the vessels of the house of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, which he carried into the land of Shinar, to the house of his God. And he brought the vessels into the treasure house of his God. And the king spake unto Ashpenaz, the master of his eunuchs, that he should bring certain of the children of Israel, and of the king's seed, and of the princes, children in whom was no blemish, but well favored and skillful in all wisdom, and cunning and knowledge, and understanding, science, and such as had ability in them to stand in the king's palace, and whom they might teach the learning and the tongue of the Chaldeans. So he wanted the creme de la creme, the very best of the children of Israel. Okay, because if you look at someone and you say, okay, they have knowledge, you're going to actually follow them. All right. That's why he grabbed the best, because if everyone looked at these people that he chose and he knew that they were the smartest and they were the best amongst the children of Israel, that the ones that wasn't as smart would actually look up to them and follow them. Okay. And this is a strategy that Esau even uses today. Esau uses this strategy today. About 2 miles from here, it's a place called House of Soul. Esau got Jake to look like he runs it, called it House of Soul, got everything so-called looking like it's from so-called Negroes. You know what I'm saying? Poetry night, have it look as much like us as possible, but Esau actually owns the place. So he's using Jake to do his job, knowing that we're gonna like I say we, like so-called Negroes, are basically gonna stick with our own and and support what they think is so-called black owned. All right. And that's how that business is striving. Okay. Okay. In this verse 5, it says, and the king appointed them a daily provision of the king's meat and of the wine which he drank, so nourishing them 3 years. Now, this ain't talking about eating and drinking. This is learning. For 3 years, that at the end thereof they might stand before the king to see what they learn. Okay? You're going to teach them for 3 years, and we're going to see how much they've learned, and basically following the ways of heathen. All right? You're following the ways of heathen. Because once you become captive to someone, you take on their customs because they rule over you. Same way here in America. Okay? It says, now amongst these were of the children of Judah, Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, unto whom the prince of the eunuchs gave names. For the name Daniel, gave unto Daniel the name Belteshazzar, and Hananiah Shadrach, and to Mishael of Meshach, and Azariah of Abednego. But Daniel proposed in his heart, or in his mind, he made his mind up that he would not defile himself with the portion of the king's meat. I'm not learning that bullshit. Okay, we have customs, we have laws that we were supposed to follow, and I'm not going to learn this bullshit from the king. Okay? Nor with the wine which he drank. Philosophies. Okay? Therefore, he requested of the prince of the eunuchs that he might not defile himself. Okay? Now the Most High had brought Daniel in favor and tender love with the prince of the eunuchs, the same way. Okay, see, this is how faithful Yahweh Shem Yahushua is. The same way he did with Joseph. When Joseph was locked up in prison, he had one of the guards for 2 years to befriend Joseph. Okay, the Most High set that spirit up over him to befriend Joseph, the same way it's doing right now. It says, now the Most High brought Daniel in favor and tender love with the prince of the eunuchs. Precept, Proverbs 16:7. When a man ways pleases the Lord, he maketh even his enemies to be at peace with him. So the Most High knew that Daniel was going to stay steadfast in what he believed. Verse 10. And the prince of the eunuchs said unto Daniel, I fear my lord the king, who hath appointed your meat and your drink. For why should he see your faces worse liking than the children which are of your sort? Okay. Then shall ye make me. So he didn't want to be punished. He didn't want to be like, you ain't do what you was required to do. If he got out of line, this eunuch was probably supposed to whoop his ass. You gonna make him learn. You're slaves. You don't get the freedom to say what you can and can't do. But this is how faithful Yahweh Shem Yahushua is. It says, then shall ye make me endanger my head to the king, because it was a great punishment. You had a job for 3 years to do something, do it. Otherwise, you will be punished. Okay? Then said Daniel to Melzar, whom the prince of the eunuchs has set over Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, prove thy servants, I beseech thee, 10 days, and let them give us pulse to eat and water to drink. Then let our countenance be looked upon before thee, Okay, now they got to prove what they learned all this time. And the countenance of the children that eat of the portion of the king's meat, and as thou seest, deal with thy servants. So if you do a bad job, hey, your ass gonna get knocked upside the head or whatever the punishment is. Okay? So he consented to them in this matter and proved them 10 days. Now keep in mind, they wasn't learning the ways of these heathens. Okay? And at the end of the 10 days, their countenance appeared fairer and fatter in flesh than all the children which did eat the portion of the king's meat. So Yahweh Shem Yahushua is so faithful that he basically made them and gave them way more knowledge than people who actually studied and went off. Okay? Thus, Melzar took away the portion of their meat and the wine that they should drink, and gave them pulse. As for these 4 children, the Most High gave them knowledge and skill and all learning and wisdom. And Daniel had understanding and all visions and dreams. Okay? Now at the end of the days that the king said he should bring them in, then the prince of the eunuchs brought them in before Nebuchadnezzar. And the king communed with them, and among them was found none like Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. Therefore stood they before the king. Okay? And this brings me to the scripture where it says, when they should lock you up, think of not what to say. I'm going to speak for you. I'm going to give you what to say. Okay? But you got to stay faithful, and he's going to stay faithful to you. And in all matters of wisdom and understanding that the king inquired of them, he found them 10 times better than all the magicians and astrologers that were in all his realm. So when you stay faithful to Yahweh Shem Yahushua, he's going to stay faithful to you. Period. Okay? Learn out the ways of the heathens. Like I was telling one of the younger brothers today, like, how do you not trust someone who can stop time? Like, how do you not trust someone who can stop time, bro? Who can tell the water, hey, you can't go past this boundary right here? How do you not trust a power like that, bro? The only power, and that's supreme power, to walk on water. Okay? And not to mention things we have no idea about. How do you not trust that power, the supreme being, the creator of everything? Okay? But the point is, we serve a faithful power, man. So we should be faithful also to the death. Okay? Hope this was edifying. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Double honor to the apostle and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutation to you brothers pushing this truth throughout the 4 winds. Shalom.